What's up, guys? Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hola, amigos. This is Billy Sheehan. You're listening to me right here and watching on the Weekly Pour podcast. Thank you.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher. You're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast with TbT and Ace.
I'm Logan, right?
Yes.
That's how all right, I'll go now. What's up, everybody? It's Logan from All the Pretty Things, and you're listening to TbT and Ace on the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hey, guys. This is John Karabi from, just about every band but ABBA, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Turn it up.
Hey, guys. It's Leather Leone, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour. Great metalheads, crazy music, because we all bleed metal. Ciao.
Yo, guys, it's Mark McKay here, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Crank it up.
My name's Reggie, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad. It's a blessing to teach you a lesson at the Weekly Pour with TbT and Ace.
The most amazing things that can happen to a human being will happen to you if you lower your expectations. Welcome to the Weekly Pour podcast. Here are your hosts, TbT and Ace.
Yay!
I love the applause.
I do. It's great. All the little kids out there sitting around. That sounded really weird. Never mind. Anyway, yes, welcome. This is episode 63 or 64. I think it's 64. I don't even remember anymore. My name is TbT. That guy over there. That's Ace. Say hi.
64.
Yes. This is a Weekly Pour podcast. So thank you.
What's up?
Yeah, okay. You're welcome. So jump into chat real quick. If you're listening, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and I think that's it. But if you're in the chat on YouTube, great. If you are in the chat on Facebook, switch over to YouTube because we're not paying attention to it. We're just trying to get people to listen and follow us. So, come over, join it. Of course, our moderator, Natalie, is in there. She's wiped out all of her strikes this week, so she's starting off brand new, but we'll see how that goes. It won't last. It never does.
Never.
It never does. I do have to comment on the fact that you're wearing a tank top today.
I am. It was hot.
I like it.
Thank you.
I didn't wear sleeves last week, and you did. This is where we go back to the whole thing about
wardrobe,
production assistant, as you said. Hair and makeup cannot come in tonight. The door is locked. It's really not. So somebody will probably walk in. So if you guys missed that last week, make sure you rewatch or at least re-listen to the crap that happened last week, because that's about it. It was just crap. I think there's an earthquake going on right now.
Oh, we got a bunch of people coming in the chat.
Yeah, I know. That worries me. But that's okay, because that actually gives us more to talk about, because somebody will say something silly and then we'll jump on it. Where's Will?
Where's Waldo?
Yeah, where's Waldo? Where's Lou? I don't know. Anyway, so there's some stuff going on at your house.
Man, it is a construction zone around here. It is coming together very nicely.
Where is your hard hat?
Well, I'm in a safe space.
Okay.
Oh, God, I said that.
Oh, no, you can't say safe space.
The floor was last week. It's beautiful. Hickory, vinyl flooring. They came in this week and did the trim around all the drywall they did. Trim. I knew you would say that. It looked fantastic. I love it. It looks like a whole different house. So we've got a couple more little spots to do. I don't know when they'll get done. The check's not come in from the podcast yet to pay for this.
Understand.
But it really looks good. The furniture, we might get the furniture next week.
Oh, I didn't know you were getting furniture too.
We ordered furniture.
What?
In the spring
of this year?
Correct.
Wow.
It's been sitting at a warehouse in town waiting.
Not the one that burnt, right?
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
Yeah, you may want to check on it.
No, a different one.
However, if it was something just fell in my outer space where I keep vehicles. Some people call that a garage. So, hopefully nothing just destroyed because something just fell out there and I heard it. I don't know what it was. I'm excited about your furniture. I'm excited about your house.
It was
What kind of furniture did you get?
got a new sofa, got a new love seat, maybe a recliner. I wasn't in charge of all of it. I was just there to write the check.
So, okay, so you're talking like inside furniture, not outside.
No, this is a basement.
Gotcha.
Right. This was damaged by flood years ago, and we used to live down there. We loved it so much down there, and
From the hurricane.
Years of them.
Yeah.
Years of them. So once we got the drainage fixed 2 years ago, now we're working on getting this basement back together so we can live in it again. This is a big house.
Right.
But it gets very, very crowded when there's lots of people here. Mostly because the designer was a madman who liked walls, and all those walls cut up sections. And, it's crazy.
Have you removed any walls?
No, but I want to. I want like a Miley Cyrus wrecking ball to come through and just like knock down my kitchen wall.
I would also like a Miley Cyrus wrecking ball to come through and knock the wall.
That would be fantastic. But no, this is 3,000 square foot of house, and sometimes you wouldn't know it.
I don't think you can tell that from the road.
No, I don't know if you even look at it from the road.
Well, I can look at your house from the road.
Right, and then your assessment would be that's not 3,000 square feet, or it's not cut up.
I would say not 3,000 square feet.
Wait.
Just the way it's laid out, because when mine, because I lived on the same road as you there for a while, and
right.
Mine was maybe, I don't know, 21 at 20,
right.
Something like that, without a basement. So, yeah, maybe, I guess. But I would have never thought mine was either.
True.
Yeah.
But, down the road, we'll get a wall knocked down. Yeah, the party's been canceled at my house, according to Kathy.
I don't quite understand. Kathy says that the party's for the holidays when you're there, and then immediately canceled it.
We always have a party. Why is it canceled?
I don't know. Kathy, please tell us why it's canceled. Nothing?
Nothing.
Well, we're delayed, so we'll give her a chance.
She might tell us.
So what is left before you can, obviously the furniture, but what's left before you can move in?
To say this is finished, basically just drywalling the bathroom. We had them go ahead and put the new flooring in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And we're redoing the whole bathroom. So taking out the shower, putting in a tub. We just talked about this, the wife and I, and drywall, sink, all that stuff. And then drywalling the laundry room.
Okay.
Stacking the washer and dryer and putting a big giant sink in.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think that's it. I really do.
That it was canceled because you didn't feel like 3,000 feet with lots of people. And no, Kathy, he just said there's no shower in the bathroom. She's just angry now.
No, there'll be a shower.
Oh, well, you said you were taking out the shower and just putting in a tub.
No, I thought, I'm sorry. We're taking out the tub, putting in a big shower.
Oh.
One of those, real nice big ones with the tile. Really cool.
Well, what about a kitchenette?
Oh, yes. That's later in the basement. The living area.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want a kitchenette down there because, you know why?
For kitchening.
Well, we're getting old and we don't want to go up and downstairs. So if we're sitting on the couch watching TV and the wife turns to me and says, "Hey, will you go get?" I won't be like, I got to go upstairs and go get it. Now I just walk over to the kitchenette.
Absolutely. You need to get a pony and
A
teach
pony?
the pony, one of those little miniature horsey things, and teach it how to go get your beverages. So when she says, "Hey, I sure could use a bottle of water," you just say, "Tony, go get some water," and he goes,
You know, the college my daughter goes to,
"Mm-hmm."
they have little robots that bring stuff to you.
What?
You can order food. I believe you can order food from the cafeteria, and they will set it on the robot. And the robot is like a Mars rover. It's got treaded wheels or something, and it'll hop along and go on a little path, remote controlled or droned or something, to your apartment or dorm, and bring you your food. We saw them when we were down there moving her in. They
Oh,
were all over the apartment complex she was at, all over.
have we become such a lazy society that we need that?
Oh yes, oh yes,
So
and
it's
we are.
taking the place of delivery drivers.
Oh, another job lost.
Yeah.
They can't carry as much. I mean, it's one thing,
Yeah.
as opposed to a big giant order for the family. But can you imagine?
No, they should try that in a small town.
Oh no!
What?
Does
Wow.
it does it does it go up to your door and just keep? And
Yeah.
that's how it knocks.
Backs up, it goes forward. Because I don't think it's going to have an arm to go up and press your Ring doorbell. What if it's Johnny? What was that robot's name? Was it Johnny Five?
I thought he played for Motley Crue.
I know, but wasn't that the robot's name in Short Circuit?
His name was Short Circuit. Fuck, I don't know.
No, his name was Number Five. That's what it was. Number Five, alive.
It's been a long time ago.
Yeah.
But
Wes said it was Johnny Five.
there you go.
Yeah. I
He
don't
would
know.
know. But yeah, so we could get, point being, instead of a pony, which I had to clean up after.
Not if you put a diaper on it, but okay, point taken.
Yeah, I just get a remote control robot. Now, here's the problem. Who puts the food on the robot?
Who takes the food off the robot?
This is too hard. I'll just get him to go to the kitchen.
Who cleans up the mess when the robot drops your drink?
Is there a maid robot? Oh my God.
Yeah, on the Jetsons. What was her name? Marge? No, that was the mom on The Simpsons.
I don't know, man.
Wes makes a very good point.
What's that?
He says the only robot that he wants is the one in Weird Science.
The Japanese have those. You know that, right?
I know.
Okay. And it's getting better.
Oh my God.
I've heard the technology is amazing.
Rosie the robot.
Yes, thank you.
It's Hey Sons. No, it's called Jetsons, Natalie. Strike one. It's not the Hey Sons.
I mean, I've got a good memory for things, but I don't remember everything about the Jetsons.
Me neither. She still watches it. Reruns. I don't know. Well, I'm glad you're getting things done with your house. I'm excited for you. I'm also excited this week. I have a visitor.
Just one?
Two?
Yes, because Sunday was your birthday.
That is correct. As Wes pointed out in the chat, I look older than I did last episode.
Yeah, you do, man.
It's the lack of makeup and hair.
That's right.
Yeah. So Lil TbT has arrived.
Nice.
So
her
TbT. Lil TbT and her husband TbT, or Lil TbT husband, whatever his name is. He showed up. Everything was great until tonight.
What happened?
She came over. She's splitting time. They're splitting time between her husband's family and us, as they should. Fair enough. Fair. Yeah. She sends a text and is like, "Hey, I'm coming over tonight. I'll be there. And I'll be there for the podcast." All that fun stuff. I was like, awesome. I take time to prepare for this thing. You have to
Right.
get things right, like lighting, and
It takes all day.
yeah, it's like hours of preparing. Um, and she comes in and it's like, oh, I'm hungry. Cool. Hi, hungry. I'm dad.
Yeah, that's my joke, damn it.
Yeah. And goes out to the freezer and comes in for some dinner carrying a pizza. I'm gonna have a pizza. Bro, it's my last one. She took the last pizza.
Is that legal?
It's not legal. However, I think there's a daughter clause where like she's exempt from that law or something.
Like if she used to live there.
Right. No. She never exactly.
She owes you a pizza.
I know. This wasn't just a Red Baron or whatever you can buy at your local grocery store. This was made by high school kids. So it was a good pizza. And she took the last one.
I spend like 10 minutes on hair and makeup before the show. The chat just asked.
Are you getting called out? How much time did you spend in hair and makeup pre-show? Who? Me or you? We spent at least 30 minutes.
I said 10, but
Okay. Well, combined. 10 plus 10, we did 30.
I had a hat on before this and I kind of cleaned up.
Right. I
But
used hair straightener on my beard. Oh, we're so off cue this week. Whatever. Big news. Speaking of hair and makeup.
All right.
If you haven't heard, Alice Cooper has been dropped from his cosmetic company after he made a remark about something.
Right.
And,
Right. It was actually a lengthy interview.
Right. Right. Very lengthy interview that they take 3 seconds out. Kind of like our local media around here.
Do we have any?
Yes. So, yeah, Vampire Cosmetics has canceled its partnership with Alice Cooper after legendary rocker made a remark, and this is after less than 2 weeks from signing a deal with Vampire Cosmetics, which markets spooky and gothic themed makeup, lipsticks, palettes, and lashes. The 75-year-old singer was dropped by the company over his comments in an interview with a website. And they even put out an official statement. In light of recent statements by Alice Cooper, we will no longer be doing a makeup collaboration. Poor Alice.
Well, first of all, they were quick.
Very.
They were quick on that one. And here's the thing. How significant is this as far as news goes? Is this going to hurt anything in the long run?
It will hurt them more than it'll hurt Alice.
You think? Yeah, because they aren't a known brand that I know of, are they?
Never heard of them. But then again, I'm not a vampire.
Right. I had never heard of them before this. And I don't know how many endorsements Alice has. But Alice has lived through a lot. And he's 75 years old. And I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters.
Probably wearing makeup way before they were a business.
I don't think it hurts his tour.
No.
I don't, in his comments, like you said, it's the one piece out of these interviews that you always take out. My question is, A, why are they constantly asking those questions, the interviewer? And B, why do you feel compelled to answer them?
Right.
Yeah, and everyone can do what they want, but he's got a new record coming out. It's out. I think it's out. Kathy, is it out yet? Alice's new record? I think it is. Or this week. But I don't know if it'll hurt that. I mean, I don't see the significance of any of it other than it's news for the news cycle.
Well, it's no different than if you and I were to ask a controversial question when we've got one of our conversations going.
Yeah, the album was out last week, so yeah, it's out.
For Alice, okay. Yeah, but you're right. You're right. Why even answer it? Why even ask it? You're asking for a soundbite for controversy, which is
Yes,
why every single person asks John Corabi about Mick Mars.
right, because he is associated with it, and
Right.
he's so used to talking about it.
Yep.
And you know, I just don't. I don't. Someone suggested. I haven't read or watched the video associated with it, but someone who does something similar to what we do said that he was being canceled. Canceled. This is one endorsement.
Right.
And I have not seen any other articles about mass exodus at concerts or demands for refunds.
No.
Alice Cooper fans, and I've been to 2 shows in the last year and a half. Alice Cooper fans, average age is 65. Okay.
Surprising.
I was literally the one of the youngest persons there, and I am not that young. So I don't think this is going to hurt Alice. I think it's a soundbite. I think it's clickbait. I mean, it's interesting what he said, depending on what side of that aisle you're on. But we also just can't seem to get away from it anyway.
But it's not news. It's not news.
No, it's not news.
Alice will still sell out. It'll be fine.
It's no different than, other than being politically charged, it's no different than me asking everyone we interview about tracks.
Right.
We ask every one of them because we want to know, but also because that's of the moment.
Right.
Yeah. And it might get someone to click on what we're talking about. Oh, Corabi says he never uses tracks.
Yeah. And then, yeah, exactly. Maybe that's what we got to do. We got to start being controversial. We got to start doing that, and doing a Howard Stern thing to where we're just controversial about everything.
Didn't we try that with OnlyFans Teacher?
Yeah.
We tried the controversy.
But Sarah was great. She was great.
She was great. She was great, and it is just for the audience to know, it is to date our biggest YouTube video at over it's over 1,000 views.
Yeah.
Well over 1,000.
I'll tell you here in just a second because I'm gonna look.
Yeah,
But
and
Sarah
nothing is even close.
well, she was one of our first as well. But yeah, but that's what people want. People want that. They want that controversy. They want that aha moment. I mean, we've done it with we've talked about Steel Panther and their concerts and their lyrics and all that. So it's same kind of thing. Let me see if I can find this real quick.
Right. And some inside baseball, TBT and I have discussed, at length how we want this show to go and what we want this show to be. Prior to having Sarah and after having Sarah on the show, if we're going to get 1,000 views just by talking to her, it is tempting to do something like that every week. Then again, you're changing the whole complexion of what we want to talk about. And I don't know how many of the current viewers we have would want to watch it.
Right. I mean, I know a couple would, of course, that's just the way it goes.
Sure. And people that support us, but, I mean, every single week. We talked about the people that are twins, our doppelganger twins that are on YouTube that do the same thing, except they all do it with the OnlyFans people.
Yeah.
And they get all the views, but they're terrible at it.
Yeah.
I'm not naming them, so I can trash them.
Exactly. And really, I mean, we do that for every person that we've got coming on because, we do our research like we should, like a good podcast should. We do our research, and sometimes that means that we watch other podcasts just to see how an interview goes. And how many times have we made the comment that sucked?
Oh yeah, every time.
And yeah, like we're not bashing anybody. We're just telling it like it is. However, we're also not going to name anybody because that would be rude.
And we don't want you to watch them.
Well, yeah, you gotta stick with us because pretty soon we're going to be the only ones out there. And I can't find the video right now because whatever.
It's well
Maybe
over 1,000.
I can't find it, so now we're going to be canceled because I couldn't find
Right, right. So we have heard over a 1.5 1.5K. The next one is the hurricane anomaly in Florida at around 600.
it. Yeah,
And I looked just the other day, and Milienko was up over 300.
right.
That was pretty impressive. I like that.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm
I don't know
absolutely
how we got talking about this, but either way, I don't think this hurts Alice.
no. Yeah, back to the original. I don't think it hurts him at all. It'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine.
I still
Oh,
want to get tickets to see him in October.
right.
So
Exactly. I'm still looking for this thing. I refuse to give up because nobody's going to beat me. There we go. Yeah, it's at 1.3.
1.3.
Yeah, 1.3. And think about the context of what that was about.
Right. Right. That's
You know,
her starting an OnlyFans because she supposedly lost her job.
right?
No, she had an OnlyFans and lost her job as a teacher because of the OnlyFans
Yeah,
controversy.
exactly. But as the old adage goes, sex sells.
Right. Natalie just said it. Sex sells.
Oh, yeah.
And
I read that and I thought it said selling sex. Sorry.
well, and we were torn in that whole thing up to the interview. How do we want to talk to her? We want to treat it a little more serious in the sense that this is a big controversy, but we also didn't want to, if we got lighthearted, get too deep in the muck. You know what? What did you see?
Look, you have to read that.
What? Kathy can come on anytime.
Yeah, we'll have you on. No biggie. Speaking of wanting to have people on, the Nevada governor,
Oh yes.
he has already spoke out what he wants to see at the Super Bowl that's going to happen in Vegas.
Well, let's go on record.
Yes,
A year ago, and our fans can look this up in our archives because they all dig that.
and our haters.
Yep. We have talked about this a few times about who we thought would be perfect for the halftime show at the Super Bowl. NFL season's upon us. And the Nevada governor, the Super Bowl, if you didn't know, is going to be held in Las Vegas. No decisions have been made about who is going to do the halftime show, but the Nevada governor has said he wants AC/DC to do the flipping Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And he is my hero. And he is absolutely correct because it would be amazing. There's no reason they couldn't do it. No reason. They're rehearsing right now in LA for the Power Up Festival in October.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's you would be foolish to think that after that festival, they're not going to do a few shows. They're going to tour.
Exactly.
They're going to tour, so they'll be built up, ready to go into the Super Bowl.
Yep. Now this was an interview that he did with the Las Vegas Review Journal.
Yep.
He was asked, who does he want to see play the Super Bowl? And without even hesitation, he answered AC/DC and said he was going to yell it out. But yeah, I'm serious. Bring them back. You and I have made comment after comment after comment about them needing to have a rock band for the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I mean,
2010.
I want Metallica.
2010 was the last one.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Metallica could do it.
I know.
They are as big. They are as big as AC/DC, Iron Maiden, globally. All three of those, I think, are global bands.
Right.
Metallica could easily do it, and they are on tour right now, and they could, gosh. I mean, they might have to truncate some of their songs a little bit. We might get a medley.
Sure.
Of one, Fade to Black, into Enter Sandman. I don't know.
Well, and the popularity of Master of Puppets after Stranger Things.
No kidding.
It makes sense. Why are we not doing the booking?
I've said that about wrestling forever. I come up with these great wrestling concepts, but no one wants me to book.
There's another option.
You said this to me earlier in a text. You sent this in a text.
Yeah.
About doing a wrestling-based halftime show at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Why not?
How many of the fans would be like, what is this shit? And go to the bathroom?
However, the 80,000 people at the Super Bowl probably watch wrestling, and they would dig it.
I'm sure a lot of them do. And the corporate sponsors would be all for it because that's a huge, WWE is a huge global business.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ashley in the chat mentioned Taylor Swift turning it down. We talked about that earlier today.
Yeah.
That Taylor Swift had turned down the Super Bowl already. Either I don't know if it was offered or she's just throwing out a statement saying I'm not doing it.
Right. But we'll touch on Taylor here in a minute because I got some news on her.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
It's related to her. Yeah, you said this just a few minutes ago. There's been no decision made about the Super Bowl, nothing like that. This is the host committee press conference for the Super Bowl is what this was done on. The headliner will be announced this fall.
Right.
So
the problem is,
yes,
who is the production company that handles this?
Exactly. Rock Nation.
Yep, which is owned by
Jay-Z.
And that's why we get what we get.
Right.
Now, depending on your flavor, he puts on, I mean, the halftime shows are fine. We didn't like Rihanna, but I mean, there was people that liked it. There was people that like all that stuff. When J-Lo and Shakira did it, all that stuff, they like it. And I get the popularity of it. I get it. But man, I just cannot see why you couldn't. I've said it before. You put AC/DC on that stage. You could have interactions with other people. You could bring other people in.
Easily.
How many people wouldn't want to go up there and sing Shook Me All Night Long with AC/DC? You know who would do that? Miley Cyrus. We mentioned
Absolutely.
that. Remember she sang with Joe Elliott and Def Leppard. She did Photograph.
Well, so did T Swizzle.
Right, and that was a big deal. You could bring people in for that stuff, and it would be a blast. I made a set list. I did. And people could vary it up a little bit, but it was something like Thunderstruck, go into Shook Me All Night Long, Back in Black. I think I threw Money Talks in there. Shoot the Thrill, and then For Those About to Rock. That's 6 songs. It may be too many. You get what? You get 20, 30 minutes for the Super Bowl halftime show, I think. Maybe longer. You might get a little longer. So we're talking 4 to 6 songs. You're going to know all of them.
Here's what your text said. Thunderstruck, Shook Me All Night Long, Back in Black, Money Talks, Shoot to Thrill, and then For Those About to Rock, Good Night.
Good night.
Yeah. So here's another thing. I think this was pointed out by D. Snyder. He said that your go-to songs for every game are metal. Enter Sandman, Come On Feel the Noise, Thunder, Crazy Train, We're Not Gonna Take It, We Are the Champions, Final Countdown, I Wanna Rock, We Will Rock You, Welcome to the Jungle. The list goes on and on. The last thing that I can recall, if you be even remotely close to metal, was Aerosmith.
Right, and they could do it.
2001.
They're touring this week or next. It starts.
Yeah, but will they be in February? Who knows?
The problem with this, there are cons to this because you don't get paid, and there are some bands that still want to get paid.
Sure.
If you're doing it, you want to do it because you're selling something. You don't have a record. They did one just a couple of years ago, so their tour could be part of that. Hey, we're getting ready to tour. Come and see us. But you got to wheel your stage in. You've got to set all your stuff up, all that production. So there's a lot to it.
But it's all about promotion too. So if you're getting ready to big tour, big album, big whatever, there you go. There's your promotion. Most people that are at home get up and pee and poop anyway during the halftime show, unless it was Prince. As Kathy pointed out, Prince was amazing.
Right, and matter of fact, one of the magazines, maybe it was Rolling Stone, rated the Super Bowl halftime shows, and just recently, and Prince was number one on their list.
Yeah,
and it's hard to argue that. I just watched that not that long ago.
You mean again or for the first time?
No, again.
Okay, whew, scared me for a second.
No. Somehow it got brought. I think actually Kathy and I were talking. We were texting back and forth about this stuff, and I sat and watched that again and forgot how good it was.
Yeah, it was the me.
So, 2001 for that one. Mm-hmm. The last rock act was 2010. The Who. We haven't had one since. Nothing close.
No.
I don't see why you can't. And so it's a betting town. If the governor weighs in and says, I want AC/DC, what are your odds? Are they 50-50? Are they that good? Are they 60-40 in favor of no?
Heck, get Def Leppard.
They could easily do it. Easily do it.
Get them all. Get Metallica, Guns N' Roses. No, don't get Guns N' Roses. That'd be like saying get Motley Crue. Get Metallica, get AC/DC, get T-Swizzle, and Extreme.
Who are killing it on the road right now. Apparently sounding very, very. So, but Def Leppard, that's another option. You know every song. That's what I'm saying. People know all this stuff.
Yeah.
Just a certain person's been hired to do it, and that's what he does. And he does fine. The shows are brilliant. They look wonderful. All the bells and whistles and dancers and all that stuff. But enough. Give us something.
Last year did it for me.
Yeah.
And that was the genre that we kind of, that we grew up with that.
With
earlier, later, I guess in our early 20s and all that, we had the Dre, Eminem, and Snoop.
Right.
Still didn't like it.
Right. And then, you had some rock representation with Rihanna because they flashed by Nuno, who was on stage playing guitar. Did we even see him? I remember hearing that he was going to be playing, thinking this is really cool. And I literally think they panned a camera by him as Rihanna walked near him. And that's all we saw. I think that was it. There's your rock representation.
Exactly.
A fantastic guitar player, and you just pan on by Nuno.
Yeah. So, the last 2 years just have not been exciting for me. Rihanna last year, and then, the other ones. I just didn't like it, but whatever.
Mary J. Blige, she was in that group you're talking about.
Yeah.
That was like the early 90s hip-hop legends.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. Whatever. We can't please everybody. Wes, I've already mentioned that. Steel Panther, done. Yeah. Super Bowl,
I told you.
Canceled.
And we would have to educate 98% of the audience.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess that's the fun part, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Kathy said Nelson, and I'd be fine with that, but I don't think the majority of the crowd would, just because they're all probably thinking the same thing that we did. With that expectation going into the show. Oh, Nelson, maybe they're not going to be the best to be there, but they'd blow the roof off the place. It would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, when they're one of those bands when you see them, you're like, Nelson, that was really good. So but you gotta have the draw,
right?
You gotta have the draw. So, man, I'm telling you, I'm rooting for it again. I don't think it'll happen, but I think it's got better odds because it's in Nevada, and the governor saying this is really cool.
Yeah.
So I think it's got a little bit of juice to it, but.
We'll see how much pull he has.
Well, yeah.
You know who's got a lot of pull?
Who's that?
Metallica.
They do. They're a big band.
You know how big they are?
How big are they?
They are so big that they have dethroned Taylor Swift.
And here's your Taylor Swift story.
This is my Taylor Swift story.
Dethroned her how? She is the queen.
She is the hottest ticking going on in music right now.
Right.
However, Metallica now holds the attendance record at SoFi Stadium in LA.
Did she have the record before?
Uh-huh.
And what's the record now?
78,000 people were there to see each Metallica show over the weekend.
So they did 2 shows, correct?
I believe it was 2.
Right, 2 shows, and you're saying that many people showed up at each show.
Yep.
What does SoFi hold?
70,240.
And they had how many people?
78.
They oversold that bitch.
So Metallica was able to make the most of their production to allow more fans access to the show while standing in the pit area of the stage. This is why it pays to have a snake pit.
Oh my God. I'd
With the
hate to
band performing in the round, the center area of the stage has been removed to give fans closer access to the group, allowing for more ticket sales. A reported 156,000 tickets were purchased for the 2-night run at SoFi. That's
What was the old
ridiculous.
record? What was the old record? Did it say?
I know. I can't find it. She
You're
had
saying-
just over 70,000 at each of her shows.
Okay, so she didn't have the big snake pit.
No.
So you're saying that in the middle of the stage, there's a big like pit.
Yeah.
And there's all these hands coming up out of this pit, grabbing at the band members as they perform. And
no, they can't even reach them. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
if
but
they're standing on the edge, sure, but all these hands coming up like snakes.
right, they're trying.
Oh, yeah, probably.
It just reminds me of like some sort of version of hell where people are trying to climb out of the pit. Is there smoke rising up out?
Think of a donut.
Yes.
The outer part of the donut.
Donuts.
Don't think that hard about it. I don't want you to go have a date with a donut. If you've seen some of the footage, the band members come out in this circle of the donut before the concert starts. James, smoking a cigar, they're taking some drinks, getting warmed up. They're there interacting with fans. Fans are, taking their videos, taking their pictures, and they're just doing their thing, and then boom, showtime. The stage setup is magnificent because you can put so many people freaking in there.
So the opening bands, they get to use, which is probably just a portion of that, don't they?
I don't even know if they have an opener, but yeah, I would imagine it would be just a portion.
Oh yeah, this is the big tour with the no repeat.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So you had Wolfgang, Five Finger, Ice, 9 Kills, and someone else I can't remember right off the bat, and apparently Five Finger had to use a substitute singer, I think, at one of the shows. Their guy was sick, had the flu.
Yeah, the rotating cast of opening acts include Pantera, Mammoth, Greta Van Fleet, Five Finger Death Punch, Volbeat, Architects, and Ice 9 Kills.
Volbeat?
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know they were there. I didn't know that Greta Van Halen or Zeppelin or whatever is there.
Greta Van Fleet.
I didn't know they were involved.
They'll be in Phoenix September 1st, 2nd, 3rd. That will be a 3 State Farm Stadium. No, I'm sorry, September 1st and 3rd, and then in October 8th, they'll be in California. St. Louis, Detroit, goes on and on and on and on. You can buy single-day tickets, 2-day tickets, all kinds of stuff. Then it looks like they're heading over to Europe for a little bit. They're going to Lars' home in Denmark, Poland, Spain, and then they're back to the States August of next year. Foxborough, Chicago. Yeah, they're all over the place. They're right. As hot as Taylor in regards to metal fans versus pop/country.
I think I think Metallica right now is as hot as they've ever been.
Absolutely.
And this is the later stages of their career, and I think they're bigger. I feel like they're bigger. It
They
feels
are.
bigger.
Yeah.
Maybe Stranger Things has something to do with that. I don't know, but this feels bigger.
I
Plus
really,
the magnitude of the tour.
yeah, I think their last album has a lot to do with it too, because it kicks ass.
It does. Well, the last two have been amazing.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're doing something so ambitious, we're not having a repeat opening act and doing 2 nights and no repeat songs.
Right.
That's pretty ambitious stuff.
So 1988, Metallica on the And Justice for All tour with Queensryche, Hampton Coliseum, Hampton, Virginia, with a capacity of 9,777.
Oh, wow.
And now they're playing, 78,000 people. But I just find it unique that, we're talking 88, so a couple years ago.
Right. But in a way, that was their prime.
Totally.
They were all still really young.
Mm-hmm.
And that, you said Injustice, that's only like, the 4th record, right?
Yeah.
Wow. In their prime. But that music was so... that album was the setup for the big record you hate, the Black Album. That blew them wide open. But wow, in their prime, 9,000 people.
Yeah. I'm trying to look up actually how many people were actually there. Oh, it doesn't say. But yeah, it was them and Queensryche. Queensryche was actually getting booed.
Because that's such an odd pairing.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, that would have been was that the Empire record, or they weren't touring on Mindcrime at that point, were they?
I think that was
that was
Mindcrime. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they were touring on Mindcrime. So, my gosh, 2 totally different bands doing a totally different set, totally different concepts, and the Metallica fans were angry. They were angry.
Very.
We don't care about your conspiracy, Jeff Tate. Get off the damn stage.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so. I'm looking at another place. There was another place in that area that I was looking to see if they played. I don't think they did, but it was the Norfolk Scope, back where WCW used to have a lot of stuff. And it's got a 10,000 person capacity. But I'm pretty sure that it was Hampton. And yeah. 9,000. From 9,000 down to freaking 78,000 people for one show. Unreal. It's crazy. The chat has died.
It has. I don't know what you said, but
I don't know. Ever since Wes mentioned Steel Panther and Kathy talked about Nelson, they're done.
Wore them out.
Yeah. I will touch on this a little bit. Big, probably the biggest news that came out this week was the surprising and ridiculous death of WWE superstar Bray Wyatt.
Right, that was tragic. What was he? How old was he? 38?
36 years old.
36. Did you see the thing that came out about this?
Yes.
Okay, so Bray Wyatt, 36 years old. He's a 3rd generation wrestler. This guy knows the business. Wrestling's in his blood. Did not know until recently that he had a heart condition. He knew. We didn't know. But he apparently gets COVID. It affects that condition that takes him out of commission for a while. We have not seen him since WrestleMania, right?
Right.
Is that, or Royal Rumble, somewhere around there. He passes in his sleep from a heart attack because the heart condition is so messed up with COVID. But did you see what could have saved him that he didn't have?
Well, yeah, I saw what his doctor prescribed defibrillator,
Right,
the heart thing
right.
was in his car. But
It
see,
was in
here's
his
the
car.
thing. I can understand that because he was taking a nap. He wasn't like in bed for like the night.
Okay,
It was a nap.
okay. So this wasn't like I'm going to bed.
No.
I'll see you in the morning. This was a
Nope.
brief nap because he was tired.
Yep.
But
This is going to be from TMZ, of course. Told he was going to take a nap Thursday. She became concerned when she heard his alarm going off about an hour later without stopping. So it sounded like, hey, let's take an hour nap. And then it kept going and going and going. Uh, he was discovered in his bed, not breathing, turning blue. 911 was called. CPR was attempted, but he was pronounced dead at the hospital. The a spokesman for the family stated that he had COVID in March and developed heart complications, causing him to have a weak lower part of his heart.
okay, so that's a little more specific than what I've read.
Yeah, just a week before he died, he was hospitalized for a heart issue. He had a follow up appointment with doctors the morning he died, and
Are
was
you serious?
advised to continue to wear an external heart defibrillator, which was designed to treat people experiencing sudden cardiac arrest.
So this is something he would be wearing
Yes.
in jet. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It is unknown whether that device would have saved his life, but they just know he wasn't wearing it because they found it inside his parked vehicle in the driveway. And yes, he was 36 years old. If you're not familiar with him, his father was Mike Rotunda, better known as IRS.
Yes.
We have put Bray's picture up on our social media, actually, the day that this all happened. But
Right.
he was poised to make a return.
I was going to ask you that if he was going to be even ready for that. Don't forget his grandfather was Blackjack Mulligan.
Blackjack Mulligan, for you old school fans, yeah.
Right.
He's named after Barry Windham.
No. Is he?
Yes.
Because well, his grandfather's name is Wyndham. Blackjack's name is Wyndham.
I was pretty sure. Well, either way, he's named after another wrestler.
I'm just saying. I'm not naming nobody after Barry Windham.
No, no, not at all. But yeah, Wyndham Rotunda was his real name. Leaves behind a wife, kids. Yeah, sad thing for pro wrestling, especially after just losing Terry Funk.
The day before.
Right.
The day before. Now, Terry Funk was 79 and was living with dementia.
I don't want to say this and sound rude, but with Terry Funk, okay, no surprise.
But it's sad. You lose a legend. It's sad.
Totally.
It sucks. And dementia is no fun. I don't have it yet, but
yeah,
it's not a way that you want to go. But he was 79, and you're thinking, well, this guy wrestled forever. He lived a good life, and Bray Wyatt was just starting.
Yeah.
He was just starting. 36 years old.
Exactly.
Did you watch SmackDown on Friday night?
I did.
Did you see the video package at the beginning that they did the tribute to for Bray?
I did.
My gosh, that tugged the heartstrings.
Yeah, it was horrible.
And kudos to that staff that puts those video packages together, because they did that on such short notice, and it was amazing.
Right.
It was amazing.
Yeah, they do a really good job. It sucks that they have to do that, but yeah, they do an amazing job with those things. Yeah.
I'm feeling emotional now just thinking about it.
Yeah, it was horrible. They did the same thing last night with Raw. They played the exact same tribute that they had.
Yeah.
Brought out the rocking chair and the spotlight on it, that kind of thing. So, I mean, it was this probably for me anyway, as a fan, was more shocking than any other one so far. Well, with the exception of
Chris Benoit,
because of that whole situation.
right? Because that was crazy.
But for a natural death, I mean, Eddie Guerrero's right up there. But,
right? And there were reasons for that as well.
Right, but Bray Wyatt, my gosh. I'm shocked. It sucks. Yeah.
Right, and if he's poised for a comeback at some point,
Yeah.
he would have been. I just wonder what we could have done. You and I have talked about at length what they could have done with this guy, and that character. Whether it's the Bray Wyatt character or the Fiend.
Right.
So man, 36 years old.
Yep.
Way too young. Way too young.
Exactly.
I will tell you, Sunday morning, I worked at Job 6, and I spent the morning in between things I'm supposed to do, watching Terry Funk videos from the early 80s from when I was little.
Oh,
and
easy to do.
Yeah, and sending them to my son just because that's what I do.
Yeah.
But
so Blackjack Mulligan, the father of Barry and Kendall Windham,
right,
father-in-law of Mike Rotunda, and maternal grandfather of Bo Dallas and the late Bray Wyatt. So sucked. Hopefully we don't have this again because, yeah.
And we'll never find out who Uncle Howdy was supposed to be.
Oh, I already know who that was.
It's
who I told you on a text this morning.
It was Bo Dallas, probably.
Yeah.
Right. Because,
I told you what I think they should do.
Right. I've already forgotten, but yes, you did.
Yeah. Well, that was such a crazy character and storyline that they could carry it on with Bo Dallas. But that only makes sense, so therefore we know the WWE writers will not do that.
Right. It makes sense, but
yeah.
Off subject, I just got a notification that made me shake my head. Popped up on the screen there. My daughter, she's working right now. She works in the same field I do.
Mm-hmm.
She cannot stop herself from door dashing, and I just want to yell at her. She is getting Mexican food from a local Indianapolis restaurant. Yeah, she just can't.
She should get a robot to deliver it.
If she could get a robot to deliver her Mexican food. I don't know why I get the DoorDash notifications on what she's eating, but I get them all the time.
I'm not quite understanding Natalie's comment. She said job 82 followed by it wasn't me. Well, nobody said the job was you. I'm confused.
No, it's my job.
Yeah.
I do it most of the time.
She confuses me sometimes. Is that strike 2?
You haven't given her any strikes tonight. You've been very silent on it.
No, I gave her 1.
Did you?
Yeah.
I must have missed
She made a comment earlier, and I don't remember what it was. Oh, because she said sex sells, and then something about selling her. I don't know. But yeah, she got a strike 1. She's rolling her eyes. That's strike 2.
Emoji eyes.
Oh, yeah. And we just got told to pay attention. Well, you know what I pay attention to? I pay attention to Kathy. Unless she makes a comment about Macho Man.
Dude. That's cool. That's his, is it his, like, theme song or the rap record he did? Or he did a rap record or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why? But something is going on sale Friday. I remember seeing it on her store page.
They're reissuing the Macho Man Randy Savage Be a Man.
Yes. That's the hip hop thing he did after he retired.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Oh, so if you want it, buy it and get it from Kathy. Go visit her, Music More Records. She's on the Book of Face. They got a website, all that fun stuff. Get it from her. She'll gladly ship it to you for a nominal fee. Just like Jason will with Bad Company Barbecue. With my son-in-law being here, I'm making food.
Thank God.
Yeah. And I'm going to have him try because he's been talking about all these seasonings. And I said, oh, I know who you should use. So.
But the only reason you have to make food is because someone ate the last pizza.
Yeah. That just pisses me off. Damn it.